Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about the top 10 oldest trees. So before starting this video, like this video, and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Fortunately, there are still natural treasures in this world that have endured for thousands of years, even if civilization is destroying the globe faster than Mother Nature can recover. All of the trees on this list were at least 3,500 years old, albeit a handful of these ancient giants were regrettably felled by humans. The remaining trees on this list are safeguarded from destruction, and one of the oldest individual trees even has a secret location that is not open to the public. Hopefully, with sustained conservation efforts, these trees will continue to live for thousands of years. Number 10. The Senator. Age, 3,500 years old, according to estimates, with an estimated age of 3,500 years, the Senator was one of the world's oldest and largest bald cypress trees. The Senator stood 36 meters, 118 feet, tall with a girth of 10.7 meters, 35 feet, before succumbing to a cyclone in 1925. The tree was originally 50 meters, 165 feet, tall, but the top was injured. Unfortunately, in 2012, the Senator was destroyed by a fire created by Sarah Barnes and a friend who was smoking inside the tree. She left the fire running, causing the tree to die from the inside out. In 2014, the park welcomed the Phoenix, a 50-foot-tall clone of the Senator, one of 10 trees cloned from the Senator in the 1990s. Seminole County granted permission to a group of artists in 2013 to create vases, pens, flutes, and sculptures from the burned remnants of the Senator to pay tribute to the fallen tree. Number 9. Gran Abuelo. 3,646 years old, the oldest living tree in South America is the Gran Abuelo, Spanish for great-grandfather, which may be found in Chile's Alerce Costero National Park. The tree is more than 60 meters tall, 196 feet, with a diameter of 4 meters, 13 feet, and a circumference of 11 meters, 36 feet. Gran Abuelo's age was discovered in 1993, after researchers utilized a growth ring to confirm its age. At the time, they believed the tree to be roughly 3,622 years old. The Gran Abuelo was born around 1,500 BCE, according to its age. Because many of the larger trees in the grove were logged in the past, it's possible that the Gran Abuelo wasn't even the oldest tree in the forest. Patagonian cypresses, also known as alerce in Spanish, possess specific resins that aid in the gradual decomposition of the trees, even when buried or submerged. This is why the Patagonian cypress is threatened, and many of Gran Abuelo's companion Alices have been felled and used for construction. Number 8. Sarv-e Abarkuh. Age, 4,000 to 5,000 years old, according to estimates. The Sarv-e Abarkuh cypress, is thought to be one of the world's oldest trees, with an estimated age of 4,000 to 5,000 years. It's difficult to say how old the tree is, although it's been cultivated for a long time. According to legend, the Sarv-e Abarkuh was planted by Zoroaster, an Iranian prophet, or Japheth, the biblical figure Noah's third son. The Cultural Heritage Organization of Iran has designated the Sarv-e Abarkuh as a national natural monument. The tree's massive size, mythical history, and age have made it one of Abarkuh's most popular attractions. In 2008, the Yazd Province Department of Environment worked to guarantee that the Sarv-e Abarkuh was preserved, and the tree was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List. Number 7. Llangernyw Yew. Age, 4,000 to 5,000 years old, according to estimates. The age of the Llangernyw Yew is estimated to be between 4,000 and 5,000 years. The heart of many yew trees has been gone, and several enormous offshoots have grown out of the tree's central section, making dating them difficult. The yew is in the churchyard of St. Digon's Church in Langurnu village, and the church has a certificate signed by David Bellamy, an English botanist, author, broadcaster, and environmental campaigner, stating that the tree is between 4,000 and 5,000 years old, based on thousands of years of written records. The Langurnu Yew has a unique place in Welsh mythology, because it is linked to the ghost Angeli Store, the recording angel, who visits the parish every Halloween to predict whose parishioners would die the following year. In honor of Queen Elizabeth II's Golden Jubilee, the Tree Council selected the Llangernyw Yew one of the 50 Great British Trees in 2002. Number 6. Methuselah. 4,850 years old. Methuselah was the world's oldest known tree until 2012, when Tom Harlan and Edmund Schulman discovered its age, 4,789 years at the time. The tree is named after Methuselah, the oldest biblical character who lived to reach 969 years old. This ancient tree may be found at Methuselah Grove in Inyo County, California, where it is surrounded by other ancient trees. Its exact position is kept hidden from the public to prevent vandalism. According to the tree's age, Methuselah was born about 2832 BCE, making it older than the famed Egyptian pyramids. Jared Malarch, a tree farmer, was granted permission to take cuttings from Methuselah in 2003, and was successful in cloning the old tree. Number 5. Prometheus. 4,862 to 4,900 years old, Prometheus was one of the world's oldest trees, when it died in 1964, and it was much older than Methuselah at the time. In Wheeler Park, Nevada, the tree was part of a group of several old trees. The Forest Service granted geographer Donald R. Curry permission to extract a core sample of the tree in 1964 in order to determine its age, which he estimated to be over 4,000 years. Curry's extraction, however, went wrong, and the entire tree was cut down. The researchers detected 4,862 growth rings on the core sample, but believe the tree to be at least 4,900 years old because it did not develop a ring every year due to the difficult conditions in the location. The Great Basin Visitor Center has a chunk of Prometheus on exhibit, and the public is invited to count the tree's rings. Number 4. Unnamed Great Basin Bristlecone Pine. 5,071 years old, this unnamed Great Basin bristlecone pine is thought to be the world's oldest living thing. In 2012, it was named the world's oldest tree, surpassing the previous record holder by more than 200 years. Edmund Schulman caught the tree in the late 1950s, but he died in 1958 before he had the opportunity to date his sample. Tom Harlan, who was working on the samples Schulman obtained, before he died, was able to calculate the tree's age in 2010. Harlan said that the tree was still living and that it was 5,062 years old before he died. The confirmed status of the unidentified Great Basin bristlecone pine was revoked in 2017, after researchers discovered that Tom Harlan's core could not be found at the Laboratory of Tree Ring Research, and so the tree's present age could not be determined. Number 3. Old Jicko. 9,550 years old, Old Jicko was declared the world's oldest tree, when it was discovered in Sweden in 2008, and its age was estimated to be over 10,000 years. While Old Jicko has been dubbed the world's oldest tree, it isn't quite as old as the Jujupero oak, almost 13,000 years, discovered a year later. Jicko is also only an eighth of the age of Pando, who is 80,000 years old. Old Jicko, like both of those elder trees, is a clone, but unlike Pando and the Jujupero oak, it does not form a colony. Instead, Old Jicko regenerates new trunks, branches, and roots in the same location. Old Jicko's root system is about 10,000 years old. However, its trunks only last about 600 years before a new clone tree develops in its place. The fact that Old Jicko is so old indicates that Sweden's climate warmed more faster than scientists previously thought, and that the tree was most likely brought to the area by migrating humans. Number 2. Jujupero oak. Over 13,000 years old, another clonal colony tree, the Jujupero oak, also known as a palmer's oak, has persisted for thousands of years by duplicating itself. The Jujupero oak is about 13,000 years old and was only discovered within the last decade. Researchers calculated its age based on the colony's size and the growth of individual stems. The Jujupero oak is also unique in that it is the only palmer's oak in the area, despite the fact that the species tends to live in wetter, more hilly areas. The Jujupero Mountains are desert and at a lower elevation. Number 1. Pando. 80,000 years old, Pando is the world's oldest tree and one of the world's oldest living things, with an estimated age of over 80,000 years. Pando is a clonal colony with one underground root system, unlike the majority of the other trees on this list. Pando may appear to be a grove of distinct trees from the ground, yet they are all genetically identical clones. Pando has been able to clone itself indefinitely, which has allowed it to exist for so long. Pando, on the other hand, may be dying, according to researchers. Pando tree studies suggest that the tree has been shrinking in size for decades, and that replacement tree production has decreased. Pando's mortality could be due to human growth in the area, as well as overgrazing of young trees by local animals. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.